It's time for What's Happening, brought to you by Concordia Bank.
Good Friday morning, everybody. I love saying that. Friday morning. Don't you just love that, Sheri?
It's Friday. Yes, indeed.
Well, look, if you didn't know already, now you do. I've got a special guest in studio with me this morning. I like to try to get her in here as often as possible, but she is a very, very busy lady, and she's just always got so much stuff going on. And she made time for me this morning, and I do appreciate it. Miss Sheri Rabb, the Director of Marketing for the City of Vidalia. Happy Friday to you, Sheri.
Happy Friday to you, Andy. I like that special part. That's really good.
Yes, indeed. Well, I get lonely in here sometimes. It's good to have company. I mean, I love it, and especially when the company is you.
Look,
if there's anyone that likes to talk more than me,
it's me.
That's right.
And us together is kind of dangerous.
Uh-oh. So let's just go ahead and set aside the entire hour. No more music. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right.
Well, look, I was mentioning a minute ago, lots of stuff going on. The City of Vidalia, I know the slogan is a city on the move.
Wow.
And I mean, there's probably not a more accurate slogan or tagline for Vidalia.
Yeah, it's really the past year and a half, that logo has just really blossomed big time.
Mm-hmm.
We go to places all over. I was with Delta Leadership Institute in Washington, D.C. back in May, and they're going by each town, what's going on in your town, and we've got 3 Fortune 500 companies. A port is almost completed, the recreation, the riverfront, the convention center, broadband, and they were like, wow, how big is your town? I'm like, 4,250. You got to be kidding.
Well, and all the big dignitaries come through. I mean, had Senator Vitter in town a couple of weeks ago.
Exactly. That's one really good thing. Vidalia is centrally located in Louisiana. So if they're going from north to south, they pretty much come through Vidalia.
Yeah.
Especially most of them are going back to the capital or New Orleans. So it's a big draw that way. So we're very fortunate to be centrally located. We can get more conventions. We can get more people to stop by. And as you know, looking at something is a lot better than telling somebody about
That's right.
it. So we get to show them firsthand what's going on here. So when we do need help or we need kudos on something, they're there to help us out.
Yeah. And look, you mentioned the rec center a minute ago, and I'd been there several times with the groundbreaking and the ribbon cuttings and some town hall events. But my son was actually in the the wee ball league this past season, this summer, and I tell you what, just the facilities there are top notch. The fields are fantastic. The facilities around the fields, the concession stands, everything, tons of parking. I mean, that's just a fantastic facility right there all the way around.
It is unbelievable. And on our Facebook page and our website, we get so many people sending us kudos and just all of the compliments that you're just talking about. Johnny Hoffpower and Joe DeLalio, they have made that place what it is. It's an exceptional facility. But if you don't have somebody that is keeping the grounds up, keeping the nets, everything up to par, it's unbelievable. People are really just calling it one of the best things in the South, one of the best ballparks in the South. And we do start with wee ball and go all the way up to college. There are so many different events that are held there with the wee ball, baseball, softball, fast pitch, slow pitch, the tennis, soccer.
Yeah.
There's everything
and
going on.
And there was even a couple of JUCO games there. Wasn't it Josh Hoffpower brought his team in, and they played a couple of games there?
Exactly. And I think they're going to have another college baseball tournament in the fall there. So it's one thing to have to go out and recruit all these tournaments and stuff to come in, but Coach Hoffpower's just really got it up to par so much that the grapevine news is traveling so fast.
Right.
They're like, one of the things I was going to be sure and tell you is, so far this year, February through June, there has been approximately 43,741 people that have been at the Concordia Recreation District number 3.
That's a large number.
That's a large number. And when you look at the pretty much skeleton crew that Coach Hoffpower's got that's working with, all but 2 days in June, they had something going on there.
Yeah.
Same thing is going to be true for July. They're booked all but 2 days in July. There's actually going to be a 3-day football camp there in July. August and September, the UAAA tournaments are going to be held there. They're going to have high school football games there. October through November, they're going to be having the Fall Ball League. It's the first time they've ever done that. There's various tennis functions that are going to go on there also. And I've got to say kudos to Nancy McLemore as well. She's with the Louisiana Mississippi Community Tennis Association. And she and this association have just done a tremendous job in getting kids and adults too, because they give classes for adults as well, out and get them outside and engaged in activities.
Yeah.
Because we live in a society where you don't go outside and catch fireflies like I used to.
No. It's too hot to some people. Yeah, that's right.
What's happening?
Is the air conditioner working outside?
Yeah, really. Can I take this with me? But I mean, they've just done unbelievable. It's a facility that some people think that it might be active 3 to 4 months out of the year. Mm-hmm. It's pretty much all year round except for December.
Well, and I tell you too, I've actually hit tennis balls out on the court out there, and that's a great thing that Miss Nancy's doing, because tennis is a sport that you can continue to play into your 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even and beyond.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sort of a low impact, on the legs and everything, and unless you're Michael Chang or Andre Agassi or something,
and that's
taking
what I was
a beating.
Say. You don't have to be
That's
Andre
right.
Agassi to get out there and do it. You can go with your wife, with your sister, with whoever, a friend, have fun.
I'm dating myself a little bit there by throwing out Michael Chang and Andre Agassi instead of Rafi Nadal and McEnroe and Connors. And
there you go. Yeah, let's don't do that.
But no, I mean, I was mentioning the baseball fields, and I've from playing ball all my life, I can personally say that those fields are as good as any that I've stepped on, and the tennis courts the same way.
Yeah,
I mean, those
exactly.
are fantastic courts over there.
Oh, and that's one other thing I wanted to say. As far as marketing on this facility, it's unbelievable, because last year Coach Hoffpower had the precursor to the World Series softball tournament here. That was 7 states that came to Vidalia, Louisiana.
Wow.
And they said from New Mexico, Arizona, all the way over back to Louisiana, they said they've never played on fields like this and had never had the facilities so well kept up in between games, during games, the whole 9 yards.
And the beautiful thing about a place like this, you bring in, especially what you're just talking about, you bring folks in from 7 states. That benefits the area as a whole. You're talking restaurants, hotels, retail, gas stations on both sides of the river.
Exactly.
That's Verity, Vidalia, Natchez, everywhere. This entire Miss Lou area gets a boon, gets a little shot in the arm there economically.
Yeah, and with it having being almost all year round, it's not seasonal, for a hotel or a restaurant or something like that. So it does help the economy when you've got these things coming in. Some of the things that they're going to be doing is it's a Miss Lou border tournament.
Yeah.
And I just found out about this one yesterday. They're going to be bringing it in. So it's going to be like 40 teams coming in. Yeah.
So just from the entire border of the 2 states?
Right.
Up and down, north and south.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
To say who's the boss.
Hey, bragging rights up for grabs.
Exactly.
That sounds awesome.
So that's going to be really good, too. It's going to help us out a lot.
Well, now, we were talking about all the various things. You mentioned broadband and all of that. Now, there's also something happening here towards the end of the month. Actually, I had some folks in with me yesterday morning talking about this.
Oh, yeah, Georgiana and Kiwan.
That's right, Georgiana and Kiwan, the first annual Community Unity event being put on by the Vidalia Police Department. It's going to be the 27th, Monday the 27th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And this isn't just a regular old community watch meeting. Kiwan was saying they're going to be blocking off the roads, dancing in the streets, and just having a ball. Yeah,
it's really going to be good. They have done an exceptional job with the neighborhood watch. We are a small community, but sometimes you don't talk to your neighbor. You don't know the person down the street.
Right.
So it's really helped everybody to kind of be sure, like if you're going to go out of town, you let somebody know.
Oh, yeah.
So you're kind of all watching out for each other. I had some work done at my house last week, and there wasn't a vehicle there. I have the pleasure of living a couple of houses down from Chief Lewis. Mm-hmm. Well, he drove up and saw somebody there, and the guy was outside, and he stopped and talked to him. And the guy came back in, that afternoon when I came in, he said, I just want to say how nice it was that actually a policeman stopped and he was kind of checking, to be sure that I was supposed to be there, watching out for you. And on the flip side, he just wanted to say hello.
Yeah.
And that makes a tremendous impact
Absolutely.
when you're doing things like that.
And I can tell you one thing that I've always done everywhere I've lived is, and everyone should do this, make sure you have your neighbor's cell phone numbers, give them your cell phone numbers, and just be in contact. Like you said, if you're going to be out of town for even a night, shoot somebody a text and say, hey, just a FYI, heading out of town, keep an eye, vice versa.
Exactly. And that's what I do. Last year, I was at a Mississippi River Cities and Towns Initiative meeting, and got a text from my neighbor and said, it was like real late at night. I'm like, oh no, what's wrong? My air conditioner was making such a loud noise that it woke them up, and he went over to check on it. So that was great. I could have burned down the whole house.
Absolutely.
If the thing had burned up.
Yeah.
So it really does. It takes a neighborhood to raise a child. It takes a neighborhood to protect a neighborhood.
That's right.
So it's going to be fun. We're going to be dancing. We're going to be videoing it and putting it on our City of Vidalia YouTube. So,
which is a very active YouTube page as well as the Facebook. And I mean, you definitely do a fine job with all of the social media and internet marketing.
It's a new age.
Yeah, it is.
That's exactly right. Our social media is really good. Our Facebook is unbelievable. The interactions that we have on there. I get a lot of private messages, that I got an empty lot by my house. Can you get somebody to mow it? And they haven't taken my trash. But there's a lot of other things that are really helpful on it. So like when we had the bad weather the other day, and I can pick up my phone and look at the National Weather Service thing for our area and put an alert on there.
Yeah.
Well, if your electricity's out, where do you go to? Your phone.
That's right.
So, it really does help. But we've got City of Vidalia Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, City of Vidalia YouTube, and, of course, our website, cityofvidaliala.com. So if you need to find out anything about Vidalia, you can find us.
And, of course, if you friend Sheri on Facebook, you can get all the Saints updates on game days.
Right. That's
every Sunday. She'll keep you in the loop.
They're going to say, you're so good at this. Here is season tickets.
Yeah. You're hired. We're going to pay you in tickets. Here you go.
Pay me to go to a Saints game. I have died and gone to heaven. That's right.
Absolutely. Now, look, another thing that's been going on here for several weeks, and actually you did it last year, the farmers market at the old courthouse.
Yeah. That's unbelievable. We have farmers from as far away as Tensall come up. It's the Vidalia Farmers Market. It is every Wednesday from 9 to 1. Some of the farmers do get there earlier. If you happen to stop by, they're there. They'll go ahead and sell you something. But there are a few farmers that are there on Saturday. And really, we were going to open it for both days, but some of them run out of produce on Wednesday. So if they've got produce, they'll be there on Saturday.
So every Wednesday and sometimes on Saturday.
Right. You never know.
Okay.
So hopefully it'll get so big and so many people will start growing organic foods and things like that it'll be our Whole Foods.
Well, I know when I'm out and about on a Wednesday, I mean, there seems to be, tons of people there and tons of foot traffic and everything.
And it's not just vegetables. You have homemade items, you have bird houses, you have plants. Lady that grows her own plants,
really?
brings them in.
Baked goods and jams and jellies and things like that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm hoping that we can get people that do quilts, art, anything that they do themselves. I think that would be really, really helpful to have in the area.
Well, and I know, the whole, the slogan for that, be healthy, eat healthy.
Right.
And not everybody has room on their property to grow their own fruits or vegetables.
Right.
And it gives you the opportunity to, support local farmers and eat healthy, eat fresh vegetables without having to, take the trouble to actually do it yourself.
Right, and the Ag Service, LSU Agriculture Service, really does help a lot with this program, and they have all kinds of information as far as you can grow tomatoes in a planter on your back porch.
Oh, wow. Really?
So the more you learn, the more you go to these things, you learn more that you can actually do at home, and grow for yourself.
You can become more resourceful. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
I'd love to walk outside and pick a tomato and make a
BLT.
Yeah. I'm just not going to grow pigs.
Nah, you don't want to do that. No.